Ready, one, two, rolling, action.
Hi everyone, my name is Jennifer. I hope you're doing well today. Thank you for taking time to watch this very candid interview. Something about myself is I love life. I love meeting people. I like to interact with them because I always like to hear the life stories because somebody can take something away from it and you can impart something else too. Just a quick, brief description is I've been sick for almost 2 years. The doctors can't seem to find what's wrong with me, and I've been in and out of hospital, and they keep telling me I'm not going to make it, I'm going to die, and whatever. 5th April, I think 2016, I couldn't breathe, and the doctor forced me to take tramadol, and my pulse started dropping, and I almost went into shock. They had to do CPR on me. Last year, 12 October 2018, I actually had no pulse for a few minutes, and they had to do CPR on me. And I came back, thank God for that. But I've never felt such peace and serenity in my life. And you just know everything's going to be okay eventually. Whatever's been going on has brought my family closer together, even those that we didn't keep in touch with. And I'm really grateful to be here today because I believe everyone, young, old, male, female, we all have a message to share. So before I continue, I just have one thing to say. Somebody sent a very powerful message towards me, and I shared it with a few friends. It's called Die Empty, meaning whatever passion and ideas that you have inside, share it with the world. Even if you don't think it helps everyone, it could help one person. Yes, so that's me. And once again, I want to thank Yaya for doing this interview, and I feel really very, very appreciated, to take the time off and just do something. I mean, meeting people is something I love, and he's given me a platform to do that, my first stepping stone. We'll see where life takes us. So he asked me this question: what would you say to an ordinary person if he or she wants to achieve his or hers, his or her wildest dreams? The thing is, there's always going to be naysayers. Someone's always going to tell you it's not going to make sense. And what I've learned through life is to trust your gut instinct. If you know to do it on the spot and you know it's going to work, then you have to do it. And to even achieve your wildest dreams is to be around people of similar mindedness. I think you've heard of something called subliminal messaging. That's a very dangerous thing because subconsciously, your mind can play tricks on you. When you don't hang out with the right people, you cannot achieve what you want because that is the problem. So go for it. Even if you fail, try again. He asked me another thing. What was your biggest hurdle and what are the wisdoms you learned from it that could help others? My biggest hurdle was when I was growing up. I mean, I'm glad I had a mom and a dad, but my dad always made me feel like I wasn't good enough. I had to be better than somebody. Oh, she's a class prefect. She's this. She's that. My dad's never supported me in what I really wanted to do. Like, I really liked music. I sang in a choir, but then I couldn't pursue it. I wanted a guitar and I couldn't get it. So I decided to get my first guitar when I was, I think, 25. I got a ukulele. I'm trying to practice it. It's going to take some time. And just give me a minute. Okay. So the wisdoms that I learned from this is to stay strong, and hurdles are always considered stepping stones. I think along life, when you hit a snag, don't be afraid to face it. I grew up, my biggest hurdle was I ran away from all my problems and I didn't want to face them. Eventually, in the long run, that is considered the biggest hurdle because it's toxic. So my advice to you is find a way to deal with it. Don't let somebody tell you, oh, get over it, get over it. No, if you have to take a few months or a few years to get over it, then do it because this is your journey in life. And so the wisdom to learn is, I I never realized this, but the power of faith. Whoever your God is, or even if you believe in the universe, is a very, very strong thing where you have to truly believe in it and your intention has to be pure out of the goodness of your heart. I think if you have that, I think you can achieve more. My biggest aspirations and how to reach them. Actually, my biggest inspiration, from young I knew this, but I didn't know how to get started, or I didn't have the support I wanted. But I've always wanted to have my own TV host show because I think everyone's got something to say. But the problem in this world is no one's willing to listen, in the sense that they listen to respond. They don't listen to listen. And it's not an easy thing to do. Over years, it takes practice. And that's a human nature thing, so it's nobody's fault, really. So my biggest aspiration is actually, hopefully one day I can publish a book and have a talk show. And I love youth, children, youth, because they are really our future. Growing up in Singapore, it's very difficult if you have family problems. And sometimes back in my days, it's very hard to seek the support you wanted. And so the thing is to just carry on. That's the biggest aspiration. If, like I said previously, if you truly feel in your gut, this is what you meant to do in life, no matter how much you fall, you just keep moving forward. And I wish everyone like the best to reach their aspirations, because when you find what you truly love to do, that's when you glow from inside out. How would I transform the world? I actually have a motto from a very young age. Make one person smile a day. Because even if it's your friend or if it's a stranger, you really don't know how you touch their lives. And I've done that many times and people thought I was crazy, just randomly smiling at them in Singapore. That's the culture here, unfortunately. People don't get to be very friendly. To transform the world, actually, is to start with yourself. One step at a time. Because if you don't heal yourself, if you don't love yourself, you can't transform the world. Because you have an outflow to give. But if you have nothing coming inwards towards you, you can't really spread anything. And spread love wherever you go. My mom taught me this, and I'm very lucky. Irregardless of who causes you any harm or hurt, just forgive the person and move on. Which is actually true, because I was a very temperamental, like a very angsty person when I was very young, because I had to shoulder a lot of responsibility. And like I said previously, it's toxic if you don't face your problems. So in order to transform the world, you transform yourself, you have to understand yourself. Because no one can be a better best friend to you than yourself, besides your God, you know? He created you for a purpose. So to transform the world also is to find a purpose in life. Because when you find purpose in your life, that's when you become truly successful. It's got nothing to do with materialistic things. That comes naturally when you put morals and values first. Always help someone when you can, even in the smallest amount, a smile, a hello, a love. Because it all starts with us. We live in a day and age where human touch is gone. Everything is all technology based. So the way to transform the world is to work through collaborations, network with people with a common goal. That's the only way we can make the world a better place. First start with yourself, then start with the group. Pass that knowledge on to younger ones so that they can carry on. So thank you, Yaya, for having me. So like I said, make someone smile a day, spread love, be yourself. You will achieve whatever you want to. No one can tell you to give up except yourself. If I could die and come back, what does that tell you? It's a rebirth. So go out, find your spirit, and heal the world. Thank you.
Nice, very good.
Is that
Wow.
okay?
That's just wow, amazing.
Really?
Yeah. I have a question.
Yes.
What does a perfect man mean to you?
I think a perfect man is someone who, life is hard as it is. I think it starts with your character. To me, I cannot be with someone who disrespects someone else. And I've always told my friends this as well. When you meet someone, it's a new journey, it's a new phase, it's a new empty box. If you put in more than what you can, if you take out more than you put in, it's not going to work. So for me, a man has to have respect. I know they say chivalry is dead, but it's not. It's really up to you. So a man has to be respectful, has morals, respect everyone regardless of their qualifications. He has to be someone who is deep in faith like me, because it was faith that got me through everything else. And respect your parents, respect anybody who has given you wisdom. And he is the kind of person that should also spread it on, because life is walking together. It's not walking away from each other. So to me, a man is someone who's full of love and somebody who makes me laugh. Because I think going through what I went through in life, I've sort of lost the sense of laughter. I take everything a bit more seriously now. I believe because I've seen literally 50 Shades of Grey, life is really not the same anymore. So to me, an ideal man is somebody who makes time for you, because everyone has 24 hours in a day. So it's how you manage the 24 hours. And a perfect man to me is somebody who is willing to work together to become better together. Because the only competition in life is yourself. So I think if you grow together, you can actually transform the world more. Because good things come in two pairs, right? So that to me is important. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Do you have any other messages that you wish to talk to about?
I said I'm very passionate about youth. So we've grown up in an age where technology can be good or bad, but in this case, it's gone for the worst in the sense that you get cyberbullying. It's something that you can't control. I mean, it's not just to us. I mean, even adults get it in workplaces. And I think it's about, like I said, helping one another. If you know or you see something that isn't right, stand up for it, even if someone else mocks you, because you can really save someone's life. And people think that bullying is fun. It isn't. Because we all grow up in our own insecurities. And when you're at that age, when you're growing up and trying to find yourself, it's really, really very difficult. And if you meet someone who's not the same, let's say they don't follow the norm, they're uniquely themselves, don't mock them. You should support them. In schools, you get videos of people beating up other kids. I mean, what are you teaching the world? And the world has become so materialistic that kids don't love themselves for who they are. They love, like example, I want to get a nose job done. I want to get something done. But you were born and made perfectly the way you are. Why do you want to change it? So to me, please stop bullying. If somebody needs help, help them, irregardless of age, race, or religion, or country. There's only one thing in this world that's common. It's called the human race. We were all made unique, and it really, really breaks my heart when I hear about students taking their lives or adults doing something because they're screaming for help and nobody wants to listen to them. In this country that we live in, it's become so fast-paced, we don't know how to stop and appreciate the little things in life. It's really the little things that make a big difference, that helps us get through each day. So please lend a helping hand when you can, wherever you can. If you see an old woman struggling with a grocery bag, please help them. If you see someone who needs help to cross the road, please help them. If you see somebody who's struggling to walk, please don't, yeah, you're so slow. Don't do that, because you don't know what they've been through. I fractured my foot 4 times. I have been in a wheelchair for 1 year. And do you know how people treated me? Like garbage. I was a trash in their way. It's not my fault something happened to me. Or if you see someone who looks different than you are, imagine what their struggle was, their journey was. And no one's born perfect. But I've told a bunch of students this before. You don't choose the circumstances you were born in, but you can choose the destination you're going to be at. Because along the way, life isn't a bed of roses. So please don't ever judge somebody. And when you become the bigger person, you will know how good you feel, because that's the true meaning of being human. So that's my message. Spread love and please stop bullying wherever you can. Be the bigger person. Pay it forward. Pay it forward with kindness, with love, with dignity. That's my take on what people should know.
Very nice. Do you have any where you want to share some knowledge about your like methods how to rise up when you fall, or is there any
Actually,
steps to take?
Yeah,
Do you have some knowledge about that?
So, before anything happened to me, I used to do my best to turn pain into something positive, in the sense that I worked towards it and tried to achieve what I wanted. But in these 2 years, it's really difficult because it was mentally, physically exhausting. I couldn't walk, I couldn't move my back, I couldn't do a lot of things. And I actually, be honest, I wanted to give up a lot. I really cried a lot. It was very difficult for me because I wasn't this kind of person before. I was very independent and never needed help from people, in the sense that I could do things on my own. So my first struggle with that was to ask someone for help. It was just breaking my soul. I couldn't really do it. So to achieve what you want, I realized, is to be around the people who love you for who you are. When I felt really sick, I found out who my true friends were. People who I thought would be there weren't there. People who I thought wouldn't be there dropped everything and ran. Ran just to make sure I was okay. And they've been the biggest strengths to my family and me. And every day I'm so grateful for them. So the thing is, first important thing is you have to know yourself. You have to trust your gut instinct. And very importantly, be appreciative of who you truly have. When you have these factors and support you need, somehow it gives you a little more inch to move forward, to take the steps you need to do what you want. I knew what I wanted, but I couldn't find what I needed, because many people were only telling me there were certain ways to do things. But I believe in my heart, if there's a will, there's a way. But there's more than one way, because the world is full of choices, isn't it? Just because A doesn't work for you doesn't mean B wouldn't. If B takes a longer time, then just go ahead with it. But if you make a decision and in your heart it's right, please don't doubt yourself. Because only you know yourself, you know what you're comfortable with. And it's important to take the steps to achieve your dreams, in the sense that mix around with people. There was a point in time I kept spending a lot of money and I didn't realize why. And I realized subconsciously I was doing it because I was actually hanging out with a friend who spent a lot of money. And when I actually cut her off, I realized I saved a lot of money. Then I realized it's very important with the people that you mix with. So mix with someone who has the same goals as you, or who's willing to help you from the goodness of their heart. Not because they expect something out of you, but because they understand what you truly need. And I've also learned one thing is, never be afraid to ask for help. Help in the sense that if you're struggling or if you just need someone to confide in, do that. Because bottling it up is not going to help. That will also hinder your success. I have a beautiful mentor named Zai, which I met by chance and we clicked instantly. And I realized there's one fear I had, the fear of success. That if I succeeded, what would happen? Because like I said, my whole life, my dad told me I was a failure when I was growing up. And I didn't realize that was a fear until she brought it up to me. And I already knew that I needed to know what my weaknesses were, but I didn't know how to do it. So she told me to do a test, and I did it. And I found out what were my top 7 strengths and what I needed to work on, my weaknesses. Because you have weaknesses, it doesn't mean it's a bad thing, it's a good thing. Because then you will know how to work with it and how you grow strength from it. So, like I said, it's important to know yourself. If you have to take certain tests or go for a trip alone to find yourself, do that. And I think with everything in line, support, knowing yourself, I think you can achieve your dreams. There are days that you're going to think, why am I doing this? Oh, I'm never going to make it. It's really difficult. I mean, we're all human. We can only hold on for so long. That's when I learned from my mentor, like, go back to the people who know you the best, because they will affirm you and basically share with you the beautiful person that you are and why this will work. That's very important. So the kind of people you keep with, being true to yourself, and keep falling, who cares? Because if you don't fall, you'll never rise up again. I've fallen so many times. Some of the times I don't even want to get out of it because it's so painful and taxing, and there were days that I really couldn't walk. My back was killing me, but then I realized we all have 24 hours a day, right? If you had 24 hours to live and you knew that, what would you do? On 12 October, I shouldn't have come back, but I did. That's very important. You don't decide you live or die. Your God does, because He's the one that gives you breath every day. So be thankful and grateful for what you have. And life's a struggle, but you will make it. I've learned that through life, through bullying and everything else. I will make it, and I'm still standing here today. So I hope this inspires you as well. Take comfort in life. It's the little things that matter. And enjoy the sunshine.
Excuse me. Very good. I think that's all. I think. Do you have any questions for her? I just thought of a question. What the question is? Okay. What advice do you have for people who are still looking for their calling or for the passion that they want to do?
Keep finding it. I mean, I've tried so many things that I thought I liked, but actually I didn't. But if I didn't try it, I wouldn't know. So keep trying. And I've learned this very important point. If you have an idea, write it down. Because it could lead to something else. Because if you don't, our mind's constantly in a whirlwind. We're always thinking. Maybe not everyone, but I'm sure you get thoughts as well. But write it down. Keep something small with you. If you get an idea or something that makes you happy, write it down. You'll never know where that leads to. I mean, I wrote down a few things. I kept finding for certain people, which worked out, didn't work out. Eventually, it led me to the person I needed to be with. And I think everything's been progressing since then. Actually, things started working out for me 6 months after I met her. But I've been trying to find my calling for the last 5 years. But nobody wanted to listen to me. She listened, and every day I thank the heavens, my family and life that I have her with me. We are each other pillar's support system. So keep looking for it. I mean, example, Morgan Freeman did not become an actor till he was 52. Do you know what he did before that? He was a postman his whole life. So if he can find something at 52, why can't you find something tomorrow? So keep looking, and I wish you all the best of luck because the journey is exciting. Write down whatever you think. It helps a lot.
All right, awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Who is the her?
You.
Oh, to find a mentor. I like, who is the pillar of strength? I was like, Mother Mary.
Hey, you'll never know. Yeah, right? Thank you.
Actually, I got lost. I went to the other side.
Okay?
I was
Thank
there
you.
for like 15 minutes.